Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. Someone will be keeping an eye on Victor Oladipo.
And don't forget now, a walking highlight reel every time he steps on the court. His flair for the dramatic makes him worth the price of admission all by himself.
And there's certain to be some disappointment because of the injury to Avery Bradley.
Well, it's going to be a few weeks until he's back, but that's not as bad as it could have been. It could have been much worse. In the end, given the way it looked when he was helped off the court last game, I think he'd consider that good news.
I don't think there's any doubt. You know, when you watch that live, that injury seemed to be far worse. So still, small comfort for him having to sit these next few weeks out, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
Now here's Peyton. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go. 6 to shoot, and it's Harris off the drive. Peyton off target from three-point range. Well, it was a slow start to his rookie year for Peyton, but it came along very strong.
Yeah, it looked really good for the Magic down the stretch. Even recorded his first triple-double. I think there will be more of those in his career.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Left side, Harris. Back to Peyton. It's Oladipo on the wing. Orlando moving the ball around. And Peyton gets it to go on the assist by Oladipo.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a three-point battle taking shape here.
And it's Turner off the drive. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
And Evan Turner is one of those guys, he just gives you a little bit of everything. I mean, he can play multiple positions, handles the ball, he can pass it, shoot it. Kind of a Swiss Army jackknife who uses multiple tools to his advantage.
Greg, for Evan Turner, the one area where he can still develop in a big way is with the jump shot. Clark, 28% from three last season. Really is not going to make it.
Yeah, that's been the one stain on his game, the lack of that deep shooting ability, but everything else he can do. He can handle, he passes, he rebounds, but to be an elite player, he's got to be able to knock down that three ball better.
Here's the closer after the made shot from Nikola Vucevic. Peyton with the ball. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. Oladipo outside. On the wing, Harris. From past the arc. It's hauled in by Thomas. Well, it was the Boston Celtics, their last game, a loss to the Wizards.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
Greg, you're exactly right. It couldn't have been worse, in my opinion. They didn't look fresh at any point in the game. Just seemed to be flat and listless, no spark.
It's Oladipo on the wing. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. It's going to be on David Lee. And Victor Oladipo, after a solid rookie campaign, really took it up a notch last season, even after missing Clark the first 9 games with that facial fracture.
I love this kid's gravitas. I mean, he's got a presence about him. His percentages improved across the board, field goal, three-point free throws. But I like his work ethic and his confidence.
Now here's Turner. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Washington. Here's the closer, guarded by Oladipo. Here's Reed. And that's good for two. And guys, pretty interesting comments he had after their last game. The Magic have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Scott Skiles. And Doris, what did he have to say?
He said one of the key points for them defensively will be limiting the production of David Lee, adding he's a guy who can score inside and out, plays with great energy, and his passing really opens up their whole offense. We've got to keep him off the glass and always see ball and man when he's got it. Basketball 101, Kevin. We'll see if they can execute.
Thank you, Doris. And it's Harris off the drive. Another miss by Orlando.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Thomas passes to Reed. Shot is off, and Orlando will come the other way. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
Yeah, and these teams pretty familiar with one another. They'll face off 4 times this year.
And you know, Greg, both would love to get the upper hand early. This game to me is psychological as much as anything. I mean, a win here provides that edge you're looking for. Boy, he really bungled that finish.
And Thomas, here we go. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Celtics. In the early season, they find themselves down in 9th place. And checking out Orlando. 2 games. So it's Boston now. 3-point lead. Lee outside. Pass to Reed. Uses the glass to finish the layup. The closer's got 8 points.
Well, it was a defensive issue for the Magic. They had trouble stopping opponents last season, guys. I mean, didn't really challenge anything at their own rim, and that's really what made it tough for them.
We've got Aaron Gordon, Andrew Nicholson out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Victor Oladipo, and it's Watson in at the point guard. That's who's out there for Orlando. And Thomas, here we go. The closer, the dish to Johnson. The pass to Reed. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. For the Magic, it's never a good sign to lead the league in getting dunked on. Last year that happened. They had that dubious honor, unfortunately.
You know, and in general, Kevin, I mean, the Magic were just poor on defense. I mean, they couldn't stop the 3, second worst mark in the league at defending it, and overall, the 3rd worst field goal percentage against. So you know where their priorities were this past offseason.
Thomas off a pick from Reed. Thomas kicks to Jones. Passes it to Reed. There's the triple. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. And upcoming the schedule for the Orlando Magic. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota where they'll take on the Timberwolves. Hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run. And some changes here for the Celtics. Jared Sullinger's checked in for Johnson. Urebko comes in for David Lee. And it's Turner in for Perry Jones. They're running. Here's the closer. Vucevic defending. No good from Reed.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Harris dishes to Payton. Back to Harris from deep. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
He looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
Big step last year for Vucevic's offense, Clark. Unstoppable at times, both on the blocks and facing up.
Vucevic is a real outstanding future all-star front court. Rebounds at a high rate in traffic and out of his area. Finishes, faces up. This kid has a lot of upside. I really like his game.
And talking about Vucevic's development last season, he's also had the highest assist average of his career. He's a good decision maker on the floor, knows when to take it himself, and knows when to kick it to cutters and spot up shooters.
Payton drives in. He dishes it to Gordon. Boston's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's the screen. Hangs. And Thomas with the lay-in. Good. And the Celtics lead by 2.
You know, and getting back to Vucevic, I mean, he's at an age where he may only get better. Averaged nearly 20 points a game last year after averaging only 14 the year before. That was an incredible leap in production, and I think it's one that'll continue.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, guys, the closer in the last outing against the Wizards made some terrific plays. He dropped in 17 points, and in addition to his scoring, he also came away with a season high for rebounds. It was a great contribution from someone who is considered a bit more of a role player on his team.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night. He didn't disappoint them.
Not at all. Came through in a big way. Whatever they needed from him, he was able to deliver.
Well, I think he actually gave them a little more than what they needed. Terrific all-around effort.
Shot from 12. And off the glass. That one's good. The closer's got 12 points in the game.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
And Oladipo kicks to Payton. Pass to Vucevic. Sullinger's there. 6 on the shot clock. Oladipo outside. Out to Payton. Harris outside. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Harris has got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. And Turner kicks to Jerebko. The closer. Dishes it to Turner. He passes to Jerebko. Here's Reed. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. The closer's got 9 points now in the quarter. And here is Payton. Vucevic. From down in the low post, it goes.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
So the clock runs out with the score tied going into half. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never give up attitude.
On the floor for Boston. Reed in at shooting guard. Evan Turner is out there with David Lee. Then it's Jared Sullinger. And it's Thomas in at the 1 spot. Payton passes to Vucevic. Payton with a screen on Sullinger. Oladipo goes in. Harris against Turner. Goes up with a stripe. And there the Magic with another bucket. And for the Celtics, 28 of their 40 wins on the season came against the East. Not impressive, but it got the job done in a conference which could be had at times, obviously.
That's true, but what should be noted, Kevin, about the Celtics against the East is just how well they played against the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, against the East top 8, they shot a lot better and executed a lot better as well. So you can see them stepping up their game against the competition.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Sullinger inside. Vucevic defending. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And a brief look now at who's leading the league in the rebound department. 5th, Nikola Vucevic.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Oladipo goes in. He with the block. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. Pass to Reed. Back to Thomas. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
We've got a moment now to see how the Magic are doing in the NBA rankings right now. 6th in steals, 7th in field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in scoring as well. Not too shabby.
And let me add a few words about all their steals. I mean, they bring that toughness and aggression defensively. You don't get to be a top 10 team in that category by accident.
Oladipo for 3. Offensive rebound. Vucevic. And he gets it to go. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
And I also can't get over how much energy he expends rebounding the basketball. He goes all out on the boards every single night.
Your Rebco's checked in for Evan Turner. Reed the pass to Sullinger. Nice ball movement by Boston. Feeds to Thomas. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Thomas got 5.
And you know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to D him up. And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
Just 5 to shoot. That's tipped. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. From 15 feet away, and it comes off the front of the rim. Like you were talking about Isaiah Thomas, he had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared them down as he was hitting shots, looked at that bench. Man, he had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it. Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Here's Reed. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Kelly Olynyk comes in for David Lee. And it's Rozier in for Isaiah Thomas. Here's Napier. Buries it from three-point range. Napier's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were a close game.
.143 left in the third. Smith outside. On the wing, Harris. Tries again. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Boston Celtics. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games.
Celtics trail by 6. At the 2 and 3, it's Oladipo and Tobias Harris. Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. And it's Payton in at the 1. That's who's out there for Orlando. Here's Reed. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. And that's 20 points for the closer.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Back to Vucevic. The feed now to Oladipo. Out to Payton. He tries for 3. Count the bucket. And the Magic lead by 6.
You know, with all the shots they've knocked down here in the second half, their field goal percentage has crossed the 50% mark.
Yeah, and any team will take that excellent in terms of their efficiency.
Turner dishes to Sullinger. The pass to Reed. Beyond the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
The Orlando Magic coming to this one after the win against Milwaukee.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
And it's Turner off the drive. And Gordon over to help. Right side, Lee. Pass to Reed. Shot clock at 5. Back to Lee. Bank shot. No good. Orlando leading by 3. Payton left side. Gordon defended by Reed. And the foul on the closer. That'll be his second foul of the game. Harris kicks to Vucevic. Makes the lead pass. No good from Payton. Celtics trail by 3. Kicks it to Turner. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Vucevic setting the pick for Oladipo. He with the block. Thomas against Payton. Thomas kicks to Lee. That's good, and it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 3 assists tonight. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, well, also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Turner passes to Reed. And it's off from three-point range. He feeds it to Harris.
Oh! Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, the great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
Thank you, Doris. Payton dishes to Oladipo. He kicks to Harris. And here is Payton. Shot clock at 6. Harris passes to Payton. Off target from outside. The Celtics have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Pass to Reed and stolen by Harris. All alone, throws down the breakaway jam.
And Kevin, maybe the play of the game right there.
A tremendous instinct straight to come up with the steal and then attack the basket.
Game changer right there, guys. An unbelievable play to make it this stage of a really tight ball game.
Thomas kicks to Turner. The dish to Lee. And he gets it to go.
Really a good job recognizing the mismatch. Just going up for the shot with that huge height advantage on that possession. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
For Boston, they've gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. And it's Turner off the drive. He dishes it to Lee. It's Thomas outside. The shot is off. And Orlando will come the other way. Payton outside. And shot on the way. Buries it.
That was massive.
You know it. He's stepping right into the spotlight there.
Well, it's urgent time right now. This is when they got to come up big.
Yeah, you got to get points here. I mean, there's no way you can get around it. You've got to be able to get baskets here in a short period of time.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he does get the second one. And that puts them up by 5. Here's Turner. Beyond the arc. No good from Reed. And now they decide to foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. And here comes Thomas. And there's the pass to Reed. On deep. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. And so it's Orlando winning this one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most and got the W.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.